boom, 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 boom. MSL, boom, 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 boom. MSL, boom, 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 boom. Okay, it's over. Hey, Nukenites! It's Nuke, and I'm going to be casting Flash versus Hydra, the second semifinal in the ABC-Mart MSL. Here we go. Except up at the 10 o'clock position in teal, I think. Yellow now. Man, the quality on these videos, not as good as it normally is. I don't know what kind of filters these people are using. Oh well, way better than it used to be. Remember back in the day? Man, those were some great looking videos, weren't they? But Flash is down at the 8 o'clock position in red. Probably. But hey guys, this is the second semifinal. I did not cast the first semifinal, but I'm going to cast this one and the finals of the ABC-Mart. Oh, sorry. ABC-Mart MSL. Because now it's starting to get exciting for me. And I will talk a little bit about the first semifinal, so if you haven't seen that yet, go watch it. It was pretty interesting, to say the least. But yes, Hydra, the returning champion. Can you believe it? Hydra won the last MSL, and that final was against Great, so he got to exhibit his great ZVZ. Although that first set, man, that's the only set that Great took, I believe, in that series. But that was a awesome first set for a ZVZ. Hive tech, every unit you can imagine. Oh, it was so sweet. So if Hydra wins this, and he faces Zero, who won the other semifinal, spoilers. So if he faces that and we get another ZVZ, I hope they bring it to Hive Tech as well. But Hydra is facing Flash today. Freaking Flash! I'm going to give you some stats here, but before I give you any stats, let me just say this. If you bet against Flash in any matchup, I don't care who it's against, you're insane. Because he has over a 70% overall average win record. And he's sent out by his team all the time in Pro League. He's playing all kinds of games in these individual leagues. He has hundreds of games under his belt. And he has over a 70% average win record. So you're just not playing the averages if you bet against Flash in any matchup at all. Now, having said that, I'm going to give you the stats for these dudes on this map. I did a little bit of research yesterday, as I see the natural expansion coming down for Hydra. I think he went for a 12 hatch there, and Flash is putting down his 14cc. Might be a little bit harassed by Hydra trying to come in here, but that other SCV should be able to ward it off before the building SCV goes down. Flash, in fact, playing it safer than he normally does, pulling back with his SCV so it does not get taken down. And the spawning pool just now coming up, so it was definitely a 12 hatch. And I see another hatchery coming down inside of Hydra's base. Oh man, the drone being chased away, but it's unlikely that this drone will go down, since it is pretty far away from the Marine as it's being chased away. But let me give you the stats of the guys on this map, La Mancha, which is our double map for today. If we get to a fifth set, it will be played on this map again. Flash putting down his second barracks. But this is a Terran favored map at 59% Terran imbalanced against Zerg, which really isn't that bad. I generally consider 45% to 55% to be that perfect little median of balance on a map. You normally don't get that on maps, but the scout getting taken down, so Flash will not get to see the next building that comes up. But it's a pretty balanced map. I mean, 59%, that's awfully close to 60. 60 seems like a bigger number than 59. Well, I guess it is, technically. Man, that was your math lesson for the day. But the record of the guys on this map, Hydra has a 5-win, 1-loss record on this map. And Flash has an 8-win, 1-loss record. So he's also lost on the map, but he has a few more wins under his belt on this particular map. A little bit more experience playing the televised games on this particular map. Although I'm sure both these guys have been practicing their butts off. And normally I would say that a player like Hydra would be at a disadvantage because he hadn't had as much screen time as Flash in this kind of a situation. But I mean, Hydra won the last MSL. He's been in front of lots and lots of people. So he does have a little bit of experience with that. I don't think that will be that much of an issue. I don't think the audience is going to be a big issue for Hydra moving into this. But let's check out what the guys are going to do. Let's see where the strategies branch off. I believe that's a bunker coming down for Flash at his natural expansion, because that would be the most smart building to build out front. Although I've seen Flash go, oh, there's the Spire from Hydra, so we are going to see Mutalist opening, and that is a bunker. But I've seen Flash try to wall off basically with just supply depots, not even wall off, just partially wall off, and hope that the Zerglings get caught in an awkward position. They can take them down with a ball of Marines, which doesn't always work. Flash does not always work. But now we have a lot of Zerglings running down to the natural expansion. I don't think that Hydra's going to push his luck just yet. There are an awful lot of Marines coming out of those two barracks at the moment. They do have speed, though, so Hydra is looking for an opportunity to run by, but I don't think he's going to find it. There are some Marines in the bunker, and the Marines put out a nice arc to block the Zergling run by into Flash's main. But Hydra is still trying to test the waters, see if he can pick off an SCV. That's basically going to be impossible without losing a few Zerglings in the process, so he does not want to do that. But in the meantime, Flash has put down his engineering bay and his academy. Both are researching. So Flash is basically going to have all the essentials popping up at once. He's going to have his stem, going to have his +1 for the Marines, and the turrets prepared for the Mutalists as soon as they come in. And knowing Flash, the timing is probably going to be perfect. If it's not perfect, I will be absolutely surprised. But here come the Mutalists for Hydra off of these 3 hatcheries. This is a pretty standard opening from him. And plus he has his Zerglings at the front, a pretty hefty amount of Zerglings to help him out with that. So if he does go for just a big attack at the front, I think he could actually make use of those Zerglings, just get a full frontal assault with all of his mutas, about 9, 10 mutas, as soon as he can get the 10th or whatever one in there. Not sure what that next building is. The observers are blocking everything with the first-person views of the mini-maps. I've never really understood why the mini-maps are all that important, but hey, whatever. Why don't you just show the actual first-person perspective? Maybe NBC can't afford that. Oh well. But here come the Mutalists. Let's see what these Mutalists can get done. And Hydra is still flying around with his Zerglings too. Well, not flying Zerglings. He's flying around his Zerglings with his Mutalists. Flying Zerglings, I think that's going to be in Heart of the Swarm. But Mutalist, man, there's an awful lot of turrets for Flash, so he is completely prepared for this Mutalist harassment. I don't think there's a lot that Hydra is going to be able to do, unless, like I said, he comes in with his Zerglings at the same time, get a nice surround of those Marines, and just pummel Flash's front. But even that's going to be difficult now that there are so many medics out for Flash. The medic's going to be a heal those Marines, and they already have the +1 upgrade. Flash already has his +1 upgrade. As I said, he got everything important all at once. He has his stem, I know, and his +1, so he's probably going to try to push the front soon. I mean, +1 upgraded Marines just rip into Mutalists like crazy. There was a Hydralist in that I saw morphing earlier from Hydra, and now he's going to go straight into Lurkers to hold his front. But now we have a starport coming up for Flash that will be to transition into science vessels, no doubt. And he's pushing his way up here, trying to get by and find those Mutalists, take down as many Mutalists as he can before pushing the front. And Hydra is trying to just draw Flash's attention, keep him away from the front as long as possible, but losing Mutalists in the meantime. Lost about 3 as he was going in. So, oh, this is not going to be good because Flash is getting awfully close to that natural expansion as the Lurkers probably morphing soon. I saw the Hydralist coming out there earlier, but he needs time. Yeah, he needs a little bit more time to morph these Lurkers at the front. And Flash is actually backing off. He's backing off, thinking, well, he might be able to do a pincer attack to me or something. Building more barracks. This is pretty standard play from both. Science facility coming up now for Flash. Going to get out those science vessels. Excellent. Yes, Harry Shearer does the science vessel. Same guy who does Mr. Burns. That's why they made him say excellent. He's probably not, oh, I don't want to do that voice anymore. But nope, you have to do it. Excellent. But now the Mutalist trying to come in and get some SCV kills. 1 SCV kill. I think that's all that Hydra has gotten in this game with these Mutalists. It's just 1 single SCV kill. But now we have some Lurkers out in the front. He could do a stop Lurker attack. Oh, this could be a very effective stop Lurker attack from Hydra if it's not scouted. But looks like Flash is working his way up here, coming close to these lurkers, and the observers are pointing out that, oh, this could be a very deadly trap for Flash. But Flash scans, he knows these are here, and I don't think they were stopped lurkers because, oh, completely surrounded, taken down. Excellent Marine arc from Flash. He lost a few troops in that. It was absolutely worth it because he took down every single one of Hydra's lurkers. Oh, Hydra morphing into a lurker. And, oh, the Science Vessel is out now, so Radiate is going to be done soon, unless Hydra can land these 2 Scourge. He does have 2 Scourge coming in. Could get a nice little Kamikaze Scourge attack on the Science Vessel if he can find it. He's lagging behind the big ball of Terran troops in the middle now, but he has more Lurkers coming in, and now Flash does have Siege on his tanks. Oh, taking down 2 Lurkers from the high ground, so things are really not looking good for Hydra at all. He hasn't had his 3rd base harassed yet, and actually Flash just used an Irradiate on a Lurker instead of that grouping of Mutalisks, so Hydra will actually be able to make use of the Mutalisks for a little bit longer until the Science Vessel regenerates enough energy to do a second Irradiate, but no static defense at the front except for one single sunken colony, and now the siege tanks are in position. Flash trying his best to take out everything around him, but Hydra does have some pretty good range with those lurkers on this troop, so he should be able to clean it up. Yes, he is going to clean it up with these troops, but some reinforcements coming in now for Flash. He's coming in from the back with reinforcements. I don't even know where these came from, but he does have the troop to push through, and Hydra's not going to be able to stop him. The Nidus Canal coming up, going down immediately, so he's not going to be able to protect the 3rd anytime soon, or rally troops from that hatchery over to this position. And Flash is just getting in here. The best thing that Hydra could do from this point is just try to get into the resupply line, kill these Marines that are coming up, because if these Marines make it, oh, Flash coming in with a full, oh, GG, completely crushed. I'm kind of surprised that Hydra wasn't able to fend that off a little bit better than he did. But as you saw, Hydra does have this modern Zerg strategy of trying to limit the static defense as much as humanly possible, well, Zergly possible, and just rely on the units to get the defense. But he was not able to get a very good defense with those lurkers, had them spread out, and just a nice Marine arc took him down. Flash, easy peasy first game for him. Let's move on to the second set on Monte Cristo.